do it tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
Boogeyman band coming round the bend. Is Boogeyman band. Is Boogeyman band.
Greetings, fellow Fright Fiends, and thanks so much for dropping by the Horror Zone channel. I hope everyone's doing well. This is a very kind of just off the cuff video. Just something I wanted to talk about. As everybody knows, I'm assuming everybody knows that we just found out today that Carl Weathers has passed away. He passed away on February 1st. He was 76 years old. And Carl Weathers was one of those guys that I just grew up with, thanks to movies like the Rocky franchise, Action Jackson, Predator. Recently, he's been in the Mandalorian series on Disney Plus, Star Wars series. And he was just one of those guys that I just grew up really, really idolizing. I loved everything I saw him in. Of course, he was also in Happy Gilmore. Chubbs Peterson, one of my favorite characters he played outside of the Rocky franchise and Predator. But yeah, it was a big shock that I read that today, and brought up, it's just tough. It's just brought up a lot of emotions, and it brought up, remembering, being a kid and watching Rocky 3 with my grandfather, my grandfather Henry. He got me into those Rocky films, and I've talked about it a few times here on this channel, and I know it's not horror related, but yeah, I like action films and the Rocky movies because of my grandfather. We would watch them when I would stay there during the summer with my grandparents in Manteca, and Rocky 3 was the first Rocky film I saw. And of course, Apollo plays a big part in that, in training Rocky to take on Clubber Lang, the Mr. T character. And that was my introduction to Carl Weathers. And it's another, it's another influence that's left us. And last month was particularly tough for me because of David Soul dying. And of course, I idolized David Soul because of Salem's Lot and Ben Mears, and know him, of course, from other things, but that's the character that I remember him as. I remember discovering him as, and it hits really hard when these people that were larger than life to me. I don't think kids nowadays would understand what it was like growing up when I did. I grew up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. There was no Instagram pages to follow these actors on, so your access to them was shows like Entertainment Tonight, or reading about them, in magazines or the movies. That was it. Those were the outlets you had. So they were larger than life. They were more than just celebrities to me. They were people that really just made an impact on my life. I was a very lonely kid, and I was alone a lot. I had a single mother, didn't have any siblings, and I was home. When my mom was at work, I was home, and the television was, I had my books and my toys as a kid, and the television, that was it. It's like, so I watched a lot of movies growing up. And of course, back then, certain types of movies didn't air until later at night. Nothing R-rated aired before 8 o'clock. So I was able to watch PG-13 and PG movies and things like that. And the Rocky movies, fit into that. They weren't, hardcore films. So I had access to them. And that's, like I said, how I got to know, the late actor Carl Weathers, and it's really just been hard knowing that he's gone. And I just think about these celebrities that really made an impact on my life, and their deaths have really, really hit me hard. And like I said, being alone a lot, I had a hard time, integrating with my peers. I just didn't know how to do it. And it's no fault of my mom. She did the best job she could. Given the circumstances, she was responsible and she couldn't be there because she was working. So she didn't want me to get hurt or kidnapped or anything like that. So it was like, you stay in the house until I come home. And that's why I don't think people, like even my family, doesn't understand why certain celebrity deaths hit me as hard as they do. It's because it's part of my childhood dying, is how I look at it. And it might sound silly and melodramatic, but I really look at it that way. It's like a member of my family or somebody that I really emulated and loved gone. And, I had that connection with my grandfather in the Rocky franchise, and so many of those actors like Tony Burton, Burt Young, Burgess Meredith, now Carl Weathers, they're all gone. And So it's almost like my childhood is dying off slowly, and the people that made my childhood so magical are leaving. Carl Weathers passing, I just thought this was a good time to just talk about, you know, like why this kind of stuff just really gets to me. Like why, you know, somebody that I never met in real life, you know, why their passing affects me, because they reached me. They connect. I had a connection with them, and it took Carl Weathers passing for me to sort of put this out there, and may he rest in peace. And I am grateful for all of his contributions to cinema and television and sports, and just, yeah, he was a big part of my childhood and my life, and I'm gonna miss him. And I want to thank everyone for the continued support, and I'll talk to you again real soon. Take it easy, stay scared as always. Peace. Hey, my fellow Fright Fiends, I just want to thank everyone for supporting Boogeyman Ben's Horror Zone. If you haven't yet subscribed and you'd like to, please hit the subscribe button down below. Click the bell notification so you're updated every time I drop a new video. I try to drop a video at least once or twice a week. The Horror Zone is a passion of mine, and it really makes me happy that I can share that passion with all of you guys. Thanks so much again for the support, and I'll talk to you again real soon. Take it easy. Stay scared as always. Peace.